guys, so as you can see, we've already done the first leg of our trip to Orlando. Scott and I are having a great time so far. We just had some lunch and we're just chilling out here at our terminal. Our flight doesn't leave for like 2 more hours, but we're totally cool. We've just been killing time. We sat down to Longhorn, had a nice meal. It was lovely. But I thought it was funny. When we came in for our landing here in Detroit, because we went from Salt Lake to Detroit, and now we're going from Detroit to Orlando. And when we landed, we felt like we were getting the night bus treatment, as we call it, because it felt like he came in so fast and then had to like screeching halt, like even more so than normal. Maybe it's just been too long since I've flown, but anyways, we just found it thoroughly entertaining and really enjoyed it. So I thought I'd get on here and share that little ditty with you. But yes, so far, the travel to BookNet Fest has been great. We know the MCO is open now, so we're really excited because we don't have to stress about whether our flight will even land or not. So anyways, we are just loving it so far. Definitely looking forward to getting in, chilling out in the hotel, and just kind of living our best life this week. It's gonna be great. Hey friends, so I've changed because we have arrived at the hotel in Florida. It is a lovely room. I don't know if you can really tell around me, but the room is really nice. The hotel is really nice. So our stay will be very lovely. I'm very excited about that. So we're gonna go fetch some food. I did see a couple of YouTubers downstairs. I was the weird girl that waved and said hi, so I'm sorry if I freaked you out. You both looked a little startled. I believe it was Alexa and Lainey. And yes, so anyway, that's kind of what's going on right now. I decided to vlog this experience. I've not been great at it thus far. I'm trying to debate if I want to bring my camera down for dinner or not. Oh, I'm such a bad YouTuber sometimes. Okay, talk to you later. Bye. This has happened. I opted to get an original interactive wand rather than a character wand due to price and friendly recommendations. So we're right here outside of Ollivander's, which is absolutely lovely. I have other people with me. I got the April and the Jeff, and we're just having a blast. We're gonna go interact some stuff up, do some shopping, and I'll check in later. Hey friends, so I have to sit and have a talk with you. I want to give you my full thoughts on my experience in Harry Potter World, and this isn't going to be necessarily the most positive, glowing review. of my experience there. So first off, let's start with some of the positive things and some of the good things that I experienced while I was there, and then we can talk about some of the other stuff. So the atmosphere was beautiful. They put a lot of attention into the fine details of that park. And we did opt to get interactive wands, and being able to kind of cast the spells and have different things react within the window that you were casting your spell in was really, really fun. At the same time, when you have a group of people and you all have interactive wands, it's one of those things where if it had been slightly different each time, you know, had a cycle of like 5 or 6, and you did something slightly different in the pane each time, that could be really, really a lot more fun rather than all of you standing there and doing the exact same thing to the window. More positives, the food was good. Negative, the food was overpriced. I expect food to be overpriced in a theme park, so I came prepared for that. But still, I mean, we sat down to lunch at the Leaky Cauldron and spent almost $50 on 2, I wouldn't say small, but like medium-sized plates of food. And we each got a drink. I got a water and Scott got a pumpkin juice. And I just felt it was overpriced. And you know, when I paid for my frozen butterbeer, it was $8.50 or close to it. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but I got a frozen butterbeer, which was delicious. Butterbeer's great. Scott got a regular one and I got a frozen one. We both feel like the frozen one was better. It just had a little more mellow sweet to it, and it was really good for that. I'm sure you're wondering what I'm really getting to here. Harry Potter World is not plus size friendly at all. I could not ride a single ride. The only attraction I could really be a part of was the Hogwarts Express, and that's because there is no strap to strap you in. I came to this park so excited to experience these theme-based rides. Being someone who grew up going to Disneyland, which was a hop, skip, and a jump away, and I had an uncle that lived nearby when I was young, I was really looking forward to the ride aspect of Harry Potter World, but I couldn't ride a single one. I was completely unprepared for that. I went into the Gringotts ride, waited in the line because the line wasn't long. It was like 10 minutes. I get in there, I get the harness all the way down. It wasn't budging, and I got kicked off the ride because it wasn't down far enough. And they had to like push the button like 2 or 3 times to even like get me out. So clearly I was lodged in there and not going anywhere, but I was still kicked off that ride. And it was mortifying. I have never been kicked off a ride in my life. And I was in Disney 2 years ago, and my weight and my pant size hasn't changed in that time. And I didn't get kicked off of anything in Disneyland. So what I'm trying to get at here is it needs to be more clear what the sizing is for rides. I mean, they do have the testers out in front of the rides. I didn't see it before I went into Gringotts. But on the other 2, I saw it, and I sat down in them, and I was too big for all of them, apparently. But I asked one of the workers. She wasn't overly plus-sized. She was maybe a size 14, 16, beautiful woman. And I asked her, I said, okay, because it was for the Hagrid's motorbike ride, which I really was excited to experience. And so I asked her, okay, which side is going to be my best bet? Because the harnesses were different for both of them. And she admitted, I can't fit in the sidecar because I'm tall, but I can do the motorbike. And so I said, okay. I tried both just to be safe because I'm like, I'm short, so I don't have the height problem with the sidecar. And it wouldn't come across, and the motorbike wouldn't come across. So, and then, you know,
when you get to the Hogwarts ride, it's one of those hanging over, kind of like Soaring Over the World, Soaring Over California, whatever it's currently called. And it's an over-the-top harness. And I did fine in the one in California. So I'm like, okay, why don't I test this? My bra size hasn't changed, so the chances are good. It was a no-go. I still didn't fit. And I was so disappointed. I spent a lot of money to go. And if I just wanted, you know, an experience-based shopping thing, that's what I definitely got. There are lots of shops, lots of cool things to do. But again, those are things, one experience that was probably the standout of the day was going to Ollivander's and getting our wands. When it comes to our, the choosing the wand ceremony that you have in Ollivander's, ours was private. It was just me and Scott, April, and Jeff. And that was really cool. The guy who was playing Ollivander that day was really into it. It was really fun. I even thanked him as I walked out because that set the tone for the day. And then I had all this disappointment slap me in the face with the rides. And it just hurt a lot. And this, again, it's not something I wanted to talk about. I wanted to sit here and fangirl and gush and everything. And that's why there aren't a lot of vloggy clips from yesterday, because as soon as that happened with Gringotts, that it just kind of stole my motivation for the day. And we debated about going and trying to play in other parts of Universal. We were all so hot and burnt out that we didn't. So I paid a lot of money to do glorified shopping. And you know, obviously you're in a park, the items are going to be expensive. I didn't have to pay for my wand because my younger brother did that very generously as my birthday present this year. But I did buy me a shirt, a Hufflepuff shirt, and that was $40. And it's a t-shirt, $40 t-shirt. And then I got my husband a scarf and gloves, and that was pricier than I wanted that to be. And those are my only souvenirs that I took away because I expected the experience and the rides to be that for me. Oh, I did get a chocolate frog as well. I'm still slowly gnawing away at that. We got the ones in the tins. So as long as you keep them closed when you're not eating it, they stay good. And that's just a glorified chocolate bunny from Easter in the shape of a frog, which, you know, I wasn't surprised by that at all. And we got it in the, like I said, in the tins rather. No, we got it in a box, just in the cardboard box. So they did have heavier like ceramic tins and they were really nice, but we didn't go that route. But yeah, that was kind of my experience with Harry Potter World. And I'm not going to sit here and go about how this is an injustice. But basically, I wanted to let all my plus size friends know that if you're expecting to go riding the rides, you're going to be disappointed. The other thing that I think Universal should do, because it's kind of secluded on its own end of the park, I think what they need to do is make Harry Potter World one park. Maybe fill out some stuff in between, but I think Harry Potter World needs to be one park. And they just need to have that a designated ticket and, you know, maybe have a night bus style shuttle everybody back to Harry Potter World when they check in, so that unless you have one of the greater Universal passes, and again, the way they did that is your pass for the day is what got you into both parks because you're technically in two different Universal parks. So if they just had one for Harry Potter World where you couldn't get into anything in Harry Potter World without that pass, or get to anything outside of it without that pass, because I think that's smart, then I honestly think that they should just have a ticket that's the price of one of the Universal tickets just for Harry Potter World. Because we did everything in about 6 hours. And that was going slow. That was sitting down, taking our time, eating our lunch at the Leaky Cauldron. And yeah, it was only about 6 hours. And I don't think 2 Universal Park prices is worth that. Even if I had gotten to ride the rides. Like one of the sides for a day would have been great, as long as I could do all of Harry Potter World. So I think they just need to designate that it's separate ticket anymore. Like, I just think that's how it needs to be more than how it should be, if that makes sense. But anyway, I think I need to stop this part of the vlog. Part 2 of this vlog will be my experience at BookNet Fest. I will be heading down to register here shortly, and I really just wanted to get on here and give you my full thoughts about Harry Potter World after I'd slept on it and calmed down a little bit and made sure that I was coming at this from not an overly emotional, upset place, because I want this to be a thorough review. But if someone from Universal ever saw this, I certainly hope that they consider what they're doing. I understand they're trying to protect everybody and be safe, but they need to label things if they're going to be that way. And they need to really honestly look at how they're securing their rides. My brother said the rides were very like herky-jerky, rip you around a lot, when there's a lot of things Harry Potter World could be doing that would be a different experience. Like, there's a big body of water behind the Hogwarts castle there at Universal, where they could easily have a like boat tour leading up to Harry Potter World. You know, like you're a first year and you're riding in Hagrid's boat. They should have done something like that as opposed to Hagrid's motorbike, because they took out the Dueling Dragons ride to do that. So if you haven't been to Universal in a while, that's where they ended up putting it. They took out Dueling Dragons and put Hagrid's motorbike there. So anyways, now that I've given you all the information that I can, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I'm really sad I didn't have a more positive experience at Harry Potter World. I was definitely looking forward to it, but that's not what ended up happening. I'm gonna be done talking about this now, and I'm happy to answer any further questions in the comments down below. But in my opinion, unless you weigh like under 200 pounds, I don't think you should try. You know, unless you're some like bodybuilt man where you can have like a leg thing come down on you. But I don't know. It is not plus size friendly. So if you're a plus size person headed to Harry Potter World, just don't expect to ride the rides. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.